So lately, I've taken quite a lot of interest in Formula E after recently watching the first race in Darien. I watched the sport for the first time at its inaugural race in Beijing, where I was bored throughout the race and I felt nothing exciting was happening. That was until near the end of the race, this happened.
Is Heidfeld going to fancy a look into the last corner of the race? Heidfeld goes to the inside line and they make contact and they're both off. And that's an accident for Nick Heidfeld. He has gone off the circuit. The two of them come together in the final corner, which means Lucas de Grassi.
But yeah, I did not watch the sport for a couple of years, apart from the odd race here and there. I felt the racing was boring mainly because of the lack of competition and the fact as well that all the tracks were street circuits. I failed to understand why Formula E would not use circuits that we all know and love, like Spa-Francorchamps, the Nürburgring, or Silverstone, where those tracks time and time again delivered amazing racing. My opinion on Formula E was a mixed one, until I saw last year's race at Berlin, where I thought it was a pretty good race, and I felt it has gotten much better since the first time I watched it. I even like the new Gen 2 cars that were introduced in 2018. In my opinion, the racing is a lot closer thanks to various rule changes that help to provide better entertainment for the fans. When I watched the first race at Darien, I felt my opinion on Formula E has changed quite a lot after seeing how close the drivers were to each other when it came to the racing side of sport. In my opinion, there are a lot more battles there in Formula E than you would get in the likes of Formula 1. Before then, the drivers had to make at least one pit stop and change cars to give the other car time to charge, because the Gen 1 cars could not go a full race distance. Thankfully though, the Gen 2 cars have fixed that problem and are able to go at a maximum distance of 45 minutes per race. So long, of course, that the driver can manage their energy in the Formula E car and make it across the line safely. As you can see, this is R Factor 2, where I am driving the Gen 2 variant of the Formula E car around Rome. Driving this car on the sim at least proved to be quite challenging, as the rear of the car tends to be very loose, which can also be quite fun for someone like me who likes to kick the rear end out of the car a lot. I also like the idea of attack mode, where drivers can get an additional boost of power that can potentially change the outcome of the race. And in my opinion, it also adds that futuristic vibe to it, like I'm watching a race in a sci-fi movie or anything similar to that. I'm all for an electric racing series, as it adds a whole new formula to an already thriving sport. It also proves that even electric cars can potentially be exciting to watch racing, given the right circumstances. Formula E has also been to other countries that not many motorsport leagues go to, such as Switzerland for example, a country that has currently a ban on motorsport, which has been eased over time to allow events such as rally, time trials, motocross, and only recently, circuit racing for only electric cars, as part of the country's goal to keep carbon emissions as low as possible. If there's one thing I dislike about Formula E, is the sound of the cars. While I understand that they are electric cars and they are much more quieter than their typical petrol and diesel car, I do find the sound very off-putting in a race, as it just does not have the same vibe as the much beloved petrol and diesel cars have, especially supercars, where they have that magical thumping engine noise that you know it's a fast car when you hear it roaring from miles away. For me personally, I would love to see Formula E teams getting to pick at least a sampled version of an engine noise upload to the car that can play as the car is driving around the track. It might not be the same as hearing it from the original car, but if it makes the cars more bearable to listen to, then I'm all for it. Overall though, I am enjoying Formula E much more now than I was before, and I am definitely looking forward to the next race at Rome in the coming days. With that being said, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to checking out this video. Please unsubscribe from this channel, dislike the video, and tell me how wrong I am in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.